What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a disaster stream that tried to low support and, of course, the virtual boy disaster. That's right, and your boy Doody called it. That's right, I called it. Well, not just me, a bunch of people did, but we knew it was going to be a meltdown, and Phil did not disappoint. That's right, not one meltdown, not two meltdowns. Not three meltdowns, but we literally got 4 meltdowns yesterday about the Virtual Boy and, of course, Nintendo being a detractor. And you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And again, this all comes about because our boy Phil fails to plan. That's right. When you fail to, what is it? When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's right. That's DSP's motto right there in a nutshell. I'm going to be streaming today around 10:15. We'll talk about it. We'll look at all the meltdowns, of course, but let's look at the daily wrap where we get not our first, not our second, not our third, not our fourth, our 5th meltdown about the Virtual Boy. So let's see what Phil had to say on the daily wrap.
Daily wrap for what was Monday, the 16th of February, 2026. Today was a weird day. There was a lot of reasons why, and I'll start explaining in just a moment, but I just want to let you know it was still a good day. I had a great
No, it wasn't weird. It was the same bullshit. You didn't bother researching a product that you bought. Everyone mocked you. Everyone laughed at you. And you spent the whole day seething and coping about Nintendo being a detractor. And you feel stupid that you spent $100 plus rush shipping, by the way, which I think is like an extra $30. So you ended up paying $130 plus tax for a piece of plastic that now you're saying, well, I can use it as a display for my background. Right, a background where you actually have no space to put anything, but of course, $130 for a prop. Way to go, Phil. Way to go. And then, he's gonna go on. He's been complaining the whole time that said Nintendo didn't say anything. They're scammers. They deceive. No. It's out there. It's out there. You can go and take a look at the actual Nintendo Direct where they talked about it. They spoke about it. There are multiple articles about the limitations of it. Nintendo specifically told everyone what it was. I knew what it was. As soon as it came out, I knew. The moment it came out, I said to myself, Phil's going to buy this and he's not going to be able to stream using it. He's not going to be able to stream content using it because there's no HDMI out. And the other thing is you can't dock it. So there's no way for him to capture it. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, but let's hear this man complain. Oh, and the other thing too, of course, was support slow. Whenever support is slow, it's going to be a weird day. Yeah, it's going to be a weird day because you didn't make $300. Essentially, that's what it is.
Great time with everyone, even though some things were unexpected and or turned out differently than I had hoped, and some things ended so early that then we had to kind of scramble to find stuff to do with our time. I still think like we had a productive use of the day, but you can't always have an outstanding knock them on their butt style of day, right? Let's start. First off, today, just as I was starting up my first stream and starting my DSP morning show, my Nintendo Switch, my Nintendo Virtual Boy arrived. I was excited because I said, ooh, I can now do a live unboxing of the Virtual Boy on the morning show, giving it some extra appeal. Maybe we'll get some extra people to jump on the morning show today and check this out, right? And so
Oh, wait a minute, Phil. What's this about extra people? I thought you said views don't matter. That you're content streaming to your, 20 dents that like your content, that support you. You notice how his argument changes stream to stream? Good brother, man. Stop coping, man. He has a string of bad days with low views. He talks about, oh, it doesn't matter. Views don't matter. And then, he sees that his ad revenue, his donations are low and so on. And then, of course, he starts trying to hype up views and engagement. Fuck off, man.
So we had a live unboxing, which went well. Actually, attendance skyrocketed when I was actually doing the unboxing of the Virtual Boy.
Yes, because everyone knew the limitations of the Virtual Boy, except for you idiot. Everyone in the world knew it. Everyone saw the articles. Everyone that had access to Twitter knew that it was out there. Again, I'm not bragging, but I knew this when it first was put out there by Nintendo. I looked at it and I was like, oh, you can't dock it? So how are you going to stream this? And I automatically knew that you were going to buy it like an idiot. You were going to do zero research, not bother looking up at anything, or just plan. Simple planning. I mean, look, this is what I'm going to show you guys. A simple, go to Twitter, because I'm going to use Twitter because, of course, Phil loves Twitter. You go to Twitter, and there's just like multiple articles about this. You Google it. I mean, the first response is the issue regarding streaming. Life Hacks actually has a way where you could potentially do it. But Phil's not going to figure it out. But again, when he sits here and says, "Oh, everyone lied and I was deceived and it wasn't my fault," no, it was your fault because again, you didn't bother researching, you didn't bother doing anything. You just saw product, spend money, and hopefully people will give me money in return. That's all you saw. You didn't bother planning this out. You didn't do anything. You just threw money at the problem and caused yourself more problems.
And as we're doing it, come to find out as we're looking at this unit, it's just plastic. It's literally just a stand that holds 2 red lenses. There's nothing inside at all. There's zero hardware. There's no ports, nothing. Now, it looks like the original Virtual Boy. In fact, I feel like they actually made it be a one-to-one replica of what it was originally. Some notable differences. Number one, the actual rubberized visor that used to hold your head to it and basically shut out the light is now made of foam, not rubber. And I think that's because the original tended to get sweaty and or actually wear out and fall off, while this one, because it's made of foam, it's probably going to be a lot more longer lasting and or less sweat inducive. Number two, the ports that are on it are not real. It actually has a knob that says volume, a port that looks like it's a headphone jack, a port that looks like it's a extension port or like link cable kind of a deal, almost like an HDMI port. And there's another port too, I forget what the fourth one was. They're all fake. They look real, but they're fake. You can't plug anything into any of them. They're all faux ports to simulate as if this thing was a real Virtual Boy, okay? And so as I'm looking at this thing, I'm starting to realize, uh-oh, does this mean that if I use this to play the Virtual Boy games, I can't capture and stream? Because to be clear here, unlike gaming consoles that are normal, the Switch requires you to plug it into its dock to actually have video out. It goes through a USB-C port on the bottom. The dock itself is proprietary to the Switch. It converts the signal from USB to HDMI, so now you can have it go out to a capture device, okay? Well, guess what? If you're using your Switch 2 in handheld mode, okay, and you have it inside of this Switch dock, number one, the port is blocked. The port is actually blocked by the bottom of this Virtual Boy stand. There's no way you could plug a wire in or anything into the USB-C, even if you wanted to, okay? So like, oh, maybe I'll play it docked mode, but I'll hold it up to the Virtual Boy. It's impossible. Like, it wouldn't fit. There's no way you could do that. So basically, the Virtual Boy stand is a gimmick. It's meant so that it looks like you're playing the real Virtual Boy, but by using it, you can't capture and you can't stream. Hence, when I use...
I want to stop it, Phil, because this is what pisses people off about you fucking idiot. You live in such an insular world where everything revolves around you, and you think everyone's experience mirrors your exact experience. You literally think that people stay home 6 days a week, they order DoorDash, 12 times a week, and stream games. You literally think everyone in the world do that. I'm going to say the 99% of the world, or gamers that game, don't stream their gaming. They just play fucking gamings. They can give two shits whether they can capture their content and stream it out there. Most people don't care. And again, Phil, this was supposed to be a replica. And if I remember correctly, the original Virtual Boy didn't stream. You couldn't capture anything or stream on the Virtual Boy, the original one. So again, Nintendo sold this as a replica. They didn't sell this as a standalone product for streamers. Okay, they did not say that at all. They basically said, look, for $100 you can actually get a replica of something we sold 20 something years ago, and yeah, there you go, and you can actually play some games. That's all they said. Okay, and again, Phil, I know you have this mindset that gaming companies should have your business in mind whenever they create a product. They don't give a shit. They don't even know who you are, Phil, okay? And really can care less. Nintendo isn't in the streaming business. Nintendo is in the gaming business. They're essentially creating games for people to actually enjoy them and play them. And again, you forget that Nintendo is actually more of a family console, Phil, okay? They actually make games where you can play with friends and family, okay? It's made specifically so that when you have a family function or friends over or whatever, right? You can actually let them play on the Virtual Boy and you can take turns. It's not made for people to, hop on together, fire up OBS and start streaming. It's not made for that, okay? So you sitting here blaming Nintendo for false advertising, it's just nonsense. Nonsense. They did not say that at all. Now, if they would have came out and said, yes, this is for streamers, you can stream your content, you could yeah, I could understand that. But not in one presser, not in one, Nintendo Direct. Nowhere does it say that. You can even go to the Nintendo website. They have an FAQ regarding the Virtual Boy, and it says nothing regarding streaming. It basically says, You can play this just like you can any other VR toy or accessory. And again, they keep mentioning the fact that this is just a replica, something nostalgic that you like, okay? So if you want to blame anyone, Phil, you need to blame yourself. You need to look in the mirror and see, maybe I fucked up. Maybe I didn't bother researching this. And again, Phil, I know that you don't bother researching anything unless it's on Twitter. Like, to you, it's not news unless it's on Twitter. Again, you could have gone to Twitter and researched. I went to Twitter a year ago and Googled this and found multiple articles on it where content creators saw the same thing and said, well, wait a minute, you know, I don't think I'll be able to stream this and whatever, right? And they looked at the information that was available. They saw there was no HDMI out. They saw that you had to port it, and you know, you couldn't port your Switch 2 on your port. So they automatically knew that, oh, there's no way to stream this content. So again, if you wanted to buy it to show it off and say, look at me, I'm a consumer, look at this little toy that I have, fine. I think that's what you're gonna get out of it. Being that you don't game outside of your streams and making money, then you're shit out of luck, brother. But again, that's a you problem. That's not a Nintendo problem. And again, I'm not here to defend Nintendo because I think Nintendo's done some extremely scummy shit. And they have become a bit, you know, they used to be customer friendly, you know, where they used to produce great games and a good value and all that. And, you know, they've been slacking in that department. But when it comes to this specific product, no, Nintendo has no blame whatsoever at all. And again, they're only charging you $100 for this. If this was the device that you can stream and all this stuff, it would have been way more than $100, brother. It would have probably ran you $200 to $300. But of course, you would have been sitting there bitching and complaining because of the price, right? Good Lord, man. All right, let's keep going. We're only 3 minutes in, folks, and I'm already heated and annoyed.
Use this thing tomorrow on my stream, you can't see it. Seriously, I'll have it here on the table. You'll be able to see me physically using it, but you won't see the game, and you won't hear the game. Doesn't that sound like genius from Nintendo's part? Now, when they announced this a couple months ago, everyone thought that's what the purpose of it was. It's $100. It's a piece of plastic.
No, Phil. No one thought that you can actually stream content. Again, how many gamers stream content? What, 1% of the population that play video games stream their content? 1%? No, this isn't a niche. What is a niche product? But it's a niche product made for Nintendo fans. That's what it's made for. It's made for people that have the original Nintendo or Nintendo 64, or they're just Nintendo fans, or they're, you know, 40-year-old boomers who love Nintendo and have disposable income. That's what this is made for, Phil. It's not made for hardcore gamers and streamers, okay? It's just a novelty item, and you, like an idiot, fell for it. You thought, oh shit, here's something that I can buy and I can make money off of it. And it didn't work out for you. You did your video yesterday where you did your unboxing, which essentially was you just opening it up and saying, here, look, and then of course ranting and raving about Nintendo. And you barely got $100 for your stream, brother. You barely got $100. So I mean, I guess you should feel content that you at least made your money back yesterday. If you count the day stream and the night stream, you made your money back on this garbage. And again, this is going to be something that's just going to end up in the fucking closet 5 years from now, when Phil's still doing his boring content and he's doing a closet clean out for the 10th time. We're going to see it come out, and then of course he's going to use it as a prop to bitch and complain about Nintendo. And the other thing too is he was raging about Nintendo yesterday, blaming them, calling them liars and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you fucking hypocrite. You of all people, you sit here and bitch about Nintendo, you talk about how filthy of a company they are and how scummy they are, and yet you were the first one to just stand there with your Velcro wallet opening and saying, here, take my money for everything they do and create. You're the fucking idiot that tried to buy 2 Switches. Remember that, Phil? But yet sitting there complaining, talk about how Nintendo are a bunch of scam artists, and then literally complained about people. It's people's fault because they contribute to it because they purchased the items. Hello, motherfucker, that's you. That's literally you. That's what you do with everything on the internet. Anything that has to do with gaming. You go ahead and prop your money down. Don't do any research whatsoever, and don't care. And then when it just falls on your face, like it falls flat, you literally bitch and complain and moan and blame everyone else but yourself. But yet again, Phil, a quick little fucking search on Twitter, you would have saw that this wasn't made for streaming, okay? All right.
It's a $100 piece of plastic. Just like how years ago, Nintendo sold the Nintendo Labo, which was hundreds of dollars for boxes of cardboard that you folded. I'm not kidding. It's another Labo. So basically, it's a scam, okay? That's upsetting. I'm glad that I know that now, because now I can fairly try it out tomorrow and review it, and hopefully save some people from blowing money on something that's not what they think it is, okay? So, that was the first upsetting thing. Then, as we were kind of continuing on with the morning show, people said that, now I don't know if this is true or not, we won't know until tomorrow, but basically people were saying, oh, well, people across the globe got access to the Nintendo Online upgrade early. They have access to the Virtual Boy app in there. It will not work if your Switch is docked. Meaning, let's say I still wanted to play the Virtual Boy games, but I didn't want to use my Virtual Boy, stand. I just wanted to do it through the console so you guys could still see them and I could play it maybe on my monitor. It doesn't work. It'll give you an error. Oh, you have to have that. You have to have that in your stand, and then it would close. For the record, no, Nintendo never disclosed that anywhere. Not in any of their press materials. Not even now. Not even on the box of the Virtual Boy does it say that. So I want you to think about how bad that is. It's almost like they're blatantly hiding the truth about it to get you to spend money. That's kind of messed up in my opinion, okay?
Again, Phil, that's like buying, I don't know, a MetaQuest virtual thing and then complaining that you have to wear that to play the video games. Phil, you're making a stupid point here. You're making an extremely stupid fucking point here. Those games are probably programmed specifically to work with the Virtual Boy. That's what they're made for. And if you're not using the Virtual Boy, then the software doesn't work with them. Okay? That's not a bad on Nintendo. They're trying to sell their product. They're making it would be like, I don't know, let me see. It would be like literally complaining that you bought an Xbox game and you're pissed off because you can't play it on your PC. Or you can't play it on your PS4 or whatever, your PS5. That's literally what you're bitching about. These games were specifically made to work with the Virtual Boy. And if you don't have a Virtual Boy, you can't play them. Again, I don't know why you didn't know this. This was information that was easily available. Again, I can't believe it. I'm literally just 4 minutes into this video. And this rant of mine is going over 17 minutes. Again, and I'm not even getting into the part where he's bitching about complaining about support. Literally, this video was 12 minutes long of him complaining. The fifth rant of the day about Nintendo and the Virtual Boy. And again, refuses to take any accountability. I did nothing wrong. This is Phil's model. Of course, nope, not that one. This is Phil's model right here.
So let's recap this situation.
Yes, let's recap.
I did nothing wrong.
He did literally nothing wrong, except for research, bother asking anyone. Before planking down money, he decided to just, spend money he doesn't have. But yet, it's Nintendo's fault. Whatever. Fuck off, Phil, okay? Alright, anyway, I'm done. I'm going to be streaming today at 10:15. Come check it out. It should be good. We'll review all the rants and the raves, and of course, anything that happened over the weekend. And it should be a lot of fun. Peace out, everyone.